This new book, Astromythos, is a gorgeous illustrated novel in the style of Tolkien, if you will, poetry and images put together by a gentleman that was kind enough to come on the Artist Appeals podcast. He's season 2, episode 4. His name is Jon Sideriadis, and Jon has a tongue twister of a last name. In fact, I had to go back to the podcast and listen again to how he pronounced his name. So please join me as I show you in detail this gorgeous illustration. I'm going to talk about his inspiration for this. I'm going to read you a couple of passages and translate from this work over here on the left, give you the behind the scenes scoop of what's going on, and a sneak peek into Astromythos. Okay, so I want to go over, I want to review for you today this beautiful 2-page spread that comes from the new forthcoming book, Astromythos. It is a spectacular, visual, epic journey. And what I want to do today is just take this book, which, by the way, was written by Jon, who is on the podcast, The Artist Appeals. This is his artwork, folks. He's been working on this for nearly 20 years. And it's epic. It's well worth the wait. So check this out. This is a 2-page spread. We're going to start here in the bottom right. And this is page 115 from Astromythos. So on the right, we have this gorgeous illustration of this woman, this queen soldier, if you will. She is a comet, or she's traveling with a whole bunch of comets. So notice in the background here, let me get my pen out. You can watch as I walk you through some notes here, and I'm going to point out some things. So let's just go with a traditional red, shall we? All right, so check this out. Whoops. There she is. She's got her spear, right? And then if you look closer, if you can see, she's got these lovely details hanging here, almost like stars. And then frost crystals as armor and a headdress. Down here, she's got a series of eyeballs in her tail. He mentions these eyeballs in the poem. And I love the fact that each one of these is slightly different or closed or open. So she's got, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think there's one more down there. 9 eyeballs. Definitely a symbolic number of eyeballs, right? 9's a great number. And in the background, you can see all of these soldiers. The detail work in some of these is lovely. So there's one there. You can see they almost have a tail as well. And then as they go into the distance, like this one down here, they get less descript. Really great use of foreground. Apologize as I hyphenate. Ground. Put a little tail on that. It's not an H, it's an N, folks. Foreground, middle ground, and then background, right? So you're getting 3, I'm going to abbreviate this, BG. You're getting 3 depth of fields. Foreground, middle ground, background, which is a great technique in compositional layout for creating depth, right? You can do this in landscape painting where you've got a big mountain up front, a middle mountain in the background, and then a small one in far distance. Over on this other spread over here, he's got these wonderful sepia horn with frost dripping from the horn illustrated, and it is right here in that first line. The biting horn like Zeus him made, as cold in thought and rich of heart, wherein no dame nor comet fair. So dame is a woman, right? so that's the queen he's talking about, would ever with her cold him smart. But long it took to earn their trust, such to urge them all to fight. That's the key word there that shows you that they're soldiers. Which time enough for wordlets was to finally align by right, for ere the comets had embarked. Now, here's where we get tricky, because I don't know how to say these names. Jon has made up a whole language, kind of like Lord of the Rings. And we're going to find out throughout this whole book how he's created this language and these names. So hurled along with hordes of Tromone, and from her comets air so far. One of my favorite lines in this page of the poem, and these poems are epic, folks. They take a little thought, but they're beautifully written. It's right over here. Let me read it to you. The star mistook her as a villain, a spiteful wench of grief a trail. And so he steeled himself and rose to arm his kinly wordlets for impact braced, bombardment heavy, to make with lithonosus. Jon, you're going to have to help me out with that one. War. Anyways, this paragraph right here is one of my favorites. Why? Because it's talking about the star. And this is a guy, he's a prince star. He thinks that the queen, who looks like a comet, is the bad guy. And he thinks that she's caused all sorts of grief and is trailing it along behind her. A spiteful wench. I like that line. And so he gets all ready for battle. He braces for impact. He's waiting for these comets to hit him. So the star is waiting for the comets to hit. This is an epic. I know I keep using that word. Epic. But it is. It's an epic battle. It's a battle on the scale of universal universes. So this whole book is about stars and moons and comets and all the things we see in the heavens, sort of personifying them, bringing them to life, having them fall in love and battle. It's really a beautiful piece. And here's the Prince Star down here in this little box with some traditional framing, gilt framing around it, like they might have done in one of the illustrated manuscripts. He's depicted this Prince Star spewing forth fire. He talks about this in some of these lines over here. So let me see if I can find you the part where the queen is coming in, right? And she's got this tail. I don't want to read you all of it, but their queen who Lithonos forced to lead this onslaught unforeseen. He makes the queen go into battle, but she doesn't know that she's going to get slaughtered, that this prince is a star and he's going to blow fire at them. Anyways, that's the spoiler here. That's the spoiler of this little poem, that there is an epic battle going on in this illustrated, gorgeously illustrated manuscript. So here we have the Star Prince. This is him down here in this little rectangle. Love it. And then on the second page spread, we have a full page illustration of the queen and the comets. Queen and comets racing to their demise. Anyways, if you want to find out what happens and read the whole epic myth of stars and moons and black holes and comets and war and love and betrayal, you'll have to get the book. All right, folks, that is Astromythos. And by the way, speaking of composition, I just got to point out the gorgeous diagonal lines in this piece. So here he's divided the composition into two parts on the diagonal right there. See it? Going up and down. And this gives something energy. Check out her finger pointing this huge visual arrow that drives your eyes up into the upper left-hand corner. That, folks, is what you call a dynamic diagonal composition. Let's turn it sideways. Composition. So the Queen in the Comets. This is the spread on page 115. Can you imagine all the other beautiful illustrations? Now, if you want more of this, Jon not only sent me 1 page, but 2 pages. Nope, he sent me 4 pages. And he sent me something really neat. So in the next little screenshot cast that I'm going to share with you, I'm going to show you the research he did to create his characters and create these illustrations. He sent us some stuff about the influences and the different references and studies he did in order to create this gorgeous queen with her flowing silver hair, her eyeballed tail, her gorgeous spiky ice armor, and this prince of fire, this star prince. So check out the next video for a compositional analysis of that. You want to make money with your artwork? I have a free download called How to Make Money with Your Art, where I summarize the top 4 ways that you can earn money with your art, the top 4 things you need to know, the top 4 secrets revealed from interviewing all these amazing artists like Jon and like this spread on Astromythos. Trust me, this man is going to be a legend in his own time because this story is so cool and you can learn so much because this book is not only a story, but it's also got some incredible tidbits, secrets, and so forth in the front. So, want more like that? Listen to the podcasts. They're all completely free. Don't have the time? Check out and download How to Make Money with Your Art at howtomakemoneywithyourart.com, and you can get some of the best tips and tricks summarized from all the artists that I speak with on theartistappeals.com.